I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode. Hey everybody, Kelly here. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. And you know it's Monday because I have a guest with me. Today I have author Nina Jefferson. She's going to be talking about her book, I Am Not My Illness. I'm so glad when authors decide to take me up on my author and become a part of the platform. But more importantly, authors of color, because there's not a lot of spaces out there for us, and this is one of them. So Nina, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Kelly. I really appreciate it. It's actually Nina, I am not my illness. So that's
Okay. Well, I am so sorry, Miss Nina. There's no
no,
correcting.
no
No. We
worries.
got to get it right. So it's when somebody wants it, they can go find the right one. So no, absolutely. I apologize. So, I always like to ask people like how they got started. Nobody ever tells me, this is what I started off doing. You know, People find themselves in places where just writing a book just seemed to be the next logical step for them. So
Right.
tell me how you came to where we are today. You now talking to me about this book. How did it all come to be?
Well, I was just pondering. I said, I'm sitting on a story and I have the tools, like, for example, I have the technology of AI, Chat GPT was a godsend. So whoever created it, kudos. So I put something together, my words, their verbiage, it was just a match made in heaven. And it just I told the story from my own point of view, from what I went through, my experiences, the good, the bad, the indifferent. And that's where the project came about for my memoir, which is Nina, I Am Not My Illness, which is now on Amazon. And before that, I participated in an anthology last year for Mother's Day, and for that was for with 27 other authors. And I'm on Amazon, so when you Google Nina Jefferson, you'll see my projects and my work. So I really I felt like I needed to step outside the box, so to speak, and this was part of the process. I said, sometimes you just have to do what you have to do.
It's one thing to say, I'm going to tell my story. It's another thing to say, I'm going to tell my story and then put it out there for the world. So how did we come to that point? Like at what point did you decide, you know what? It's one thing to have it for you or maybe for your family or whatever, but you put it out there for everybody. So what made you do that? Like how do you come to that decision?
Well, I noticed that people, my story has is going to make a positive impact because there's people out there who are struggling with a mental illness, and I want them to see it from my own eyes, from my own experiences, and I use my story as a tutelage so that they can live a fundamental and a positive lifestyle. And I feel that that was my calling. So that's why I put the story out for the world. I didn't want to just keep it for myself. I felt like with this story, it wasn't about dollars and cents. I don't care if I only get a couple of dollars or nothing at all. I really just want to make a positive impact. And it was in time for, but I was going to actually wait until Mental Health Awareness Month this month. But I said, you know what, I'm going to get it out right now, get the story out, get the book out, and see how many reviews. I haven't had anybody review it yet, but I have purchases, so I think that's great. So we have to start somewhere.
Yeah,
The
100%.
main goal, the main goal is to make sure that I get the message out there and to educate those loved ones who are affected by mental illness and those who are in trenches of having a mental disorder, not just bipolar disorder like I have. Somebody may be dealing with PTSD or paranoid schizophrenia. So I'm just using my own story, just a way of saying, listen, if I could be a beacon of light, that my I'm doing the right thing.
So when did you, okay, two questions. When did you publish the book and did you self-publish the book?
I self-published the book on Amazon, and I published the book the third week in March.
So just recently this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that it's out there and it's published, what are you doing to market the book? Like how are you meeting those people that have that need? Like how are you getting that book into the hands of the readers that you really feel would benefit from it?
Well, I've been very fortunate. I used the same title of my podcast for the book. So the book is the came from the podcast Nina, I Am Not My Illness, which is on Spotify for creators, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just to name a few platforms. So feel free to listen to the podcast. And I promote their my memoir for my listeners to see, because I have about 62 countries and counting. And I promote on different platforms like Facebook, Instagram. I think I promoted on, but mainly Facebook and no, X.com, Twitter, if you will.
Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really keen on doing that, and I try to make it a point. I have a pinned post on Facebook specifically promoting my book, my memoir, and I've been getting positive reviews from there.
And so you've got the podcast, you've got the book. Where can people follow you? Do you have a website? Do you have an author page if they wanted to follow you and learn more about you?
If you want to learn more about me, you can follow me on Instagram under my first and last name, Nina Jefferson. You can follow me on Facebook, Nina Jefferson. You can follow me on LinkedIn.com. That's a business website. And you'll follow me there under my first and last name. I'm very accessible. You can search me in the search engine on Amazon. You could, you can see the work. I've written 3 articles for a magazine called $1 Million Mom Inc., I believe. And I posted the third one just recently. It was 2 back to back. One in September, one for last month, and one just recently for this month's issue.
So you've got this one book out there, and it sounds to me like, we're an author now. We're a podcaster, and now we're an author. Is there another book author? Is there another book in there?
Of course, Kelly. I can't just leave it with just one. I love the fact that I have the freedom and the visibility to put out the work. I mean, I love writing. I never knew that I love writing. I mean, I should know because I used to get straight A's in English in high school. So it's only natural to put the work out there. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'm going to do this. And my next book, I'll let you in on it because we're good. It's going to be called Gumdrops and Lollipops. So to be announced in the next few months. I'm
So is
working
this
on that.
fiction, nonfiction?
It's a children's lullaby, if
Okay,
you will.
okay, so no
It's to honor my daughter. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and she says, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, you got to put out gumdrops and lollipops." I said, "Absolutely." So I'm gonna work on that
we're a
book.
children's book author, and okay, so another feather to put on our in our cap, and another thing to list in your list of credits as you grow, right?
Right.
I think that writing is incredibly therapeutic. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it connects a lot with those that are struggling with really anything. It doesn't even have to be mental health, right? If you are just struggling just with the day to day, just life, sometimes writing your thoughts down, for a lot of people, those thoughts turn into a journal that then turns into a book, right?
Absolutely.
So I think that writing is definitely when you said that it's something that you've always done, I think that's why probably it's something that you've always done because it's always been a way to escape. You can create whatever you want when you write, right? You can create whatever. And for me, I can remember I usually would write when I would be going through something. So I have some really bad poetry, just really
Mm-hmm.
bad poetry. But I noticed that if I could write it down and then read it back to me, it would make it so that it didn't seem so overwhelming. It didn't seem so big. It didn't
Right.
seem so scary, whatever it
Right.
was. And I could start to then formulate a way to work through it, right? That's what writing did for me. I think it does that for a lot of people. Does it do it for you?
Absolutely. I found that with this book, it's telling my own story, it relieved a lot of dead weight. I mean, I was going through a lot of stuff during the process, during those periods. And I had to make amends with myself more than anything and forgive myself for how I showed up in those dark moments and just say, you know what, this was God's way of saying He was using me to bring me through it, if you will. So I had definitely writing the story. I'm more than grateful for the support that I'm getting. I have family members that say, "Oh, we bought your book." I mean, even my cousin actually posted on Facebook and he said, "I got your book. I read it. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you." I cried. I was just sitting there crying, like, "Oh my God, this was so great." And my other cousin, oh, and my hairstylist, my loctician, shout out to Monique Garvin. She purchased the book and actually autographed it. I'm like, wow, I'm autographing my own work. I'm like, this is
You're an
great.
author. That's what authors do.
Yes. So I have to really have to get used to the fact that this is real. This is not some dream that I'm just dreaming this up. So I really just am nothing but grateful for the outpour of love that I'm receiving
But you know what
for
that
this book.
means? It means that manifestation is real,
Yeah.
right? This was a thought.
That's
You put a little energy behind it, you put some
right.
intention behind it, and boom, it turned into a book. That's what
Exactly.
manifestation is. And
Exactly.
it's real. That's why I tell people it's real. It's not magic. You had to put some
Nope.
work in there, right? You had to put some work.
Hmm.
It wasn't
It's
just,
a,
yeah, it took a little bit of time.
right. Faith without works is dead. You got to put some work into
I
it.
got to put some work into it. But guess what? You saw it through, and now look what it developed into. And the beauty of it is look what it's developing into. It's not even done. The book, I always tell everybody the book is just the beginning of a whole
Exactly.
new journey. Writing the book was a journey. Now the book itself is a whole new journey, like a whole new chapter in what could be a whole nother book.
Yeah. Who knows what it could be? Maybe Tyler Perry could turn it into a movie.
You know what? Hey, but why not? Why not you?
Why
Why not
not?
me? Why not any of us? You don't have to be, that's what I'm saying. Even famous people weren't famous at one time, right?
Yeah.
Tyler Perry started off writing plays. So why can't you take your book and parlay it into a movie, a play, a whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And today, with all the resources that we have, you don't have to wait. I'm a firm believer in number one, if it's meant to be, it will happen. And number two, you don't have to wait for a seat at anybody's table.
I know that's right. Make a table for yourself.
You know, there's too many resources out there for you to go and create, and figure out a way to get your message to the people who it will resonate with. I truly believe that. And so I want you to leave us with some advice, regarding the book, mental health. If somebody is struggling, going through something, what advice would you give them?
I would say you are not your illness. You are bigger than that. Know that you're not alone. There is help out there. There are resources out there. I encourage you to tap into those resources. One of them is called NAMI.org, NAMI, and you follow through. Just always follow through with the therapy, seek help. If you have to take your medication, take it. I take them every day, and this is how I am. And don't think that it's the end all be all. It's just the beginning, and trust the process.
It was so great having Nina on the podcast. and talking about her book, Nina, I Am Not My Illness, her podcast, Nina, I Am Not My Illness. And guess what? She is now an official author and she'll be coming out with more books. You guys go follow her. All the links are in the description. Now, for my laundry list of things. If you are an author seeking visibility, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, Kelly. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't do that on the podcast. If you are an author seeking visibility, please check out my curated introduction service called TrustBridge. TrustBridge is where I have a partner directory of book clubs, podcasts, and bookstores all waiting to meet you. I will introduce you. I will do the media kit. I will do all the heavy lifting. I will actually be your personal assistant. I will create everything. I will do all the follow up. The only thing you need to do is keep doing what you're doing, writing good books. If you're interested, go to my website, go to TrustBridge Author Services, and learn all about it. If you are on your author journey and you're looking for some free information, go to my website, get my guide. So you want to write a book, it's free. It's 44 pages of really great information that will help you on your author journey. If you are interested in supporting me, I've got 2 books out there, You Sound White and Wait for It. Wait for It is an audiobook. I sell both of the books myself. I will sign them. I've got some free goodies. I'll ship them at no charge. But you know what, you guys, you're welcome to get them wherever good books are sold. And if you are looking to join a book club, join ours. It's called the IRS, the Indie Reader Society. All we do is support indie authors. So guess what? If you are into supporting an indie author, join us, because guess what? When we read an indie author's book, think how many eyes we can put on that person's book. And then you can pitch us as an author. All those eyes I was talking about could be on your book. And then lastly, you guys, I also have a new digital product, my indie author toolkit. It's available on my website. It's really great information to help you on your indie author journey. So you guys, this has been an episode of the Author's Mic. I will catch you next Monday. Thank you for joining me. Remember, subscribe. I don't know why I forget that. I always do. Remember, you guys, subscribe, share, whatever. Do your thing, but help me grow the Author's Mic and help me grow the community, because you know what? We all benefit from community. All right, you guys, I'll catch you next Monday.